What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we have some major transfer updates on the Manuel Ugarte deal and also the Mason Mount and Alexis McAllister deals. So stay tuned because there is a lot of new information packed in this video, and also we will preview the Leicester City Liverpool game tomorrow. After Newcastle drew and Man United won, the situation is simple. Liverpool have to win all of their games, and we need either Newcastle or Man United to drop 4 points in their last 3 games, which is difficult, but it's not impossible because both Man United and Newcastle are not in great form. Man United scraped a win against Wolves, and if Wolves had better finishing, they could have easily drawn level and got the game to 1-1. And the big update on Manuel Ugarte is that because the midfielder's agent, Manuel Ugarte's agent, has commented that his player is already in negotiations with a lot of clubs and he's pushing for a move. Sporting Club de Portugal's directors have alerted Liverpool that sanctions can be imposed on Liverpool by UEFA if they tempt Manuel Ugarte during the season, in the middle of the season, having been left angry by the Manuel Ugarte's agent's comments and also this very public transfer news that Manuel Ugarte is already talking with Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. Because usually what is supposed to happen is that until Sporting and Liverpool agree a transfer fee, you can't officially negotiate with the player himself. But we know how these things work in real life. The player's representative usually talks to one of Liverpool's representatives to see what kind of contract he would want. Is he even interested in joining Liverpool? Does he want to move this summer? And after all that's done, and Liverpool already know that Manuel Ugarte would be interested in a move to Liverpool, that's when Liverpool approached the club with an official transfer offer, because that's the realistic way of doing it. And Jurgen Klopp also commented on this, and probably he was told that we should put out a story to calm down Sporting, and that's why probably Neil Jones said Liverpool are not interested in Manuel Ugarte, because we didn't really want to anger Sporting officials anymore, because they are already angry about all these stories circling in the Portuguese media. And Neil Jones talked to sources inside Liverpool Football Club, and they are the people who are telling Neil Jones, calm this story down, put out a statement that Liverpool are not interested in Manuel Ugarte. And this has happened before with of course the very public Virgil van Dijk transfer fiasco. We couldn't sign Van Dijk that summer because Southampton got very angry. Jurgen Klopp basically admitted almost like publicly that he talked to Virgil van Dijk himself, and the Southampton complained to the Premier League, and Liverpool almost got punished very heavily. I think we got a fine. And then we couldn't sign Van Dijk, only in the January transfer window. So Jurgen Klopp said on recruitment, we can't speak to players early. We have to wait until we have permission. In Germany, I could talk pretty early to players, I remember that. But here in England, I can't. And that's obviously not cool. We can obviously watch them, but I wait for somebody to tell me. I go, and then I go to speak to the players. And that's probably why, Liverpool put out this statement. And Jurgen Klopp also said that talking to transfer targets is the key. It always was the key, but because when I talk to players, I already in my mind see him playing for us. So in my mind, an opinion is already clear. That's why these talks are extremely important, because you just need to know where they stand. And Jurgen Klopp basically, when he's already talking to a player, he already knows what kind of role he will have in the team, and he can already explain the plan, the transfer strategy, and also the playing style and the tactics, and also what kind of role he will have in this Liverpool tactical system, the player that we are about to sign. So I think that's also very, very promising. And Jurgen Klopp was also asked about closing the 20-point gap to the top of the table, because we are essentially like 20 points behind the leaders. We didn't become champions because of a point twice, and there will be some people that say it's because we didn't have this player or that player. But we all know there were other moments that were decisive for that. Some in our hands, some were not. I think Jurgen Klopp is referring to the refereeing decisions, but I also am a little bit concerned that he doesn't think with better recruitment we would have won the league 3 times, because I'm firmly in the camp of maybe one more midfielder last summer and we would have won the title. I mean, not last summer, but two seasons ago, when we finished 1 point behind Man City. Maybe one more midfielder would have done it, but it's very, very difficult to say that, because you don't know what if, you don't know what would have happened. But Jurgen Klopp said getting 90 plus points is absolutely insane. It's pretty special, and nobody should take these things for granted, because it's very rarely happened in the Premier League's history and in Liverpool's history as well. And Jurgen Klopp said we can create a team that can win the majority of the games, definitely yes, but that's what we can do. It's not about what the others do, it never was, but you also can't ignore what other clubs are doing with their transfers, because if they are signing amazing players and building a great team, then Liverpool have to do the same, and Liverpool have to keep improving and evolving and growing, because other clubs are evolving and growing as well. And Jurgen Klopp said something very interesting on Darwin Nunez as well. The most difficult thing for a striker is coming into a team that's not clicking. And he already scores 15 goals. Imagine if it was for our standards a normal season. He would have definitely scored 20-25 goals. It's normal to miss chances, and I mean, Jurgen Klopp has a point. Darwin Nunez had it was always going to be a settling in season, but he still scored 15 goals, got like 4 assists, and overall he played like 90 minutes. If you add his minutes up, he played 26 full games. So in 26 full games on the pitch, he scored 15 goals, and that's a pretty brilliant goals per game ratio. Imagine when Darwin Nunez starts scoring more of his chances, he will easily become a 20, 25, 30 goal a season striker. And I already said that previously many times. And Jurgen Klopp also said when you talk to a player that you want to sign, you always want to ask him what does he want to reach, what are his goals, what is his ambition in his career, what does he want to achieve, what does he want to do, how is he? I think you only get a feeling for a person when you really speak to him personally. In football, for me at least, it's quite simple to make an 80% picture when you just watch a player play. His technical skills says a lot about character and stuff like this. You can see on the pitch how they behave in different moments, resilience, dealing with setbacks. So many things you can see without asking him. That's not what the conversation is. It's about the person, the personality of the player. It's about the human behind the player, the family, all these kind of things. Because Jurgen Klopp is a family man, and he also wants to create an environment at Liverpool where it's one big family. And the players have to have similar values. And a lot of players at Liverpool are family-oriented players, and they are not like these big cocky egos who are flashy, who are about flashy cars and flashy clothes. Yes, a lot of footballers have brilliant cars, expensive, amazing clothes. At Liverpool, that's not what it's all about. It's about the personality, the values. A lot of Liverpool players are, they share these family values, they are family-oriented players. So at the moment, the analysis is that it's 22% that Liverpool will get top 4, which doesn't sound a lot. But let's imagine a hypothetical scenario. Liverpool win all of their games left. So we finish the season with 9 wins in a row, which would be an absolutely amazing achievement, especially after the dreadful first half of the season, where we were in mid-table form. The second half of the season, the last 15 games, we have the second most points behind Man City. So the second half of the season has been much better. But let's see if Liverpool get 9 points. There is a 23% chance that Newcastle won't win enough games to get top 4. There is also a 24.8% chance that Man United drop 4 points and don't finish in the top 4. For both to happen, that's a 16% chance. There is only a 35.7% chance that both teams will finish in the top 4, which is really surprising to me actually, that if Liverpool get 9 points and win all of their games, there is a 64% chance that Liverpool get Champions League football. But of course, that's not a 65% chance, because Liverpool still have to beat Leicester City, who are fighting for their lives on Monday. We have to beat Aston Villa, who actually have the third most points per game since Unai Emery took over, which is absolutely insane. Only Man City and Arsenal, the two true title contenders, have more points per game than Aston Villa. And with the budget that Aston Villa have, yes, they should be probably top 7, top 8, but they shouldn't be the third best team in England when it comes to points per game. So if Liverpool do manage to get 9 points out of 9, we are more likely to get into the Champions League than we are going to miss out. That is absolutely crazy to me, and that credit to Liverpool fan on Reddit who made this calculation. The bottom line is, it's not in our hands. Even if Liverpool win all of their games, we have to rely on other teams. If Man United win just 2 out of their 3 games, they are in the top 4. If Newcastle do the same and win 2 out of their 3 games, they are in the top 4. But, you know, stranger things have happened in the Premier League. I mean, who expected Newcastle to drop 5 points out of the last 6? That's a lot, you know, Newcastle dropping 5 points. Newcastle have to play Brighton, who are very, very inconsistent, but Brighton still have a chance to finish in Europe and they will be very motivated. Man United go to Bournemouth. Now, I can't see Bournemouth beating Man United, but you know, if they get a draw, and then maybe if Chelsea beat Man United at Old Trafford, who knows, it can happen. Newcastle will play Leicester, but it's at St James's Park, and the way Leicester have defended against Fulham, it doesn't give me confidence that they will keep Newcastle out. Newcastle have amazing firepower, they scored even more goals than Liverpool, I think. Man United play Chelsea, now that is a big one. Which Chelsea will turn up? The Chelsea of the last 2 games, where they played pretty decently, or the Chelsea of before? If Chelsea of the before turn up, then Man United will win that game and then they will get top 4. And the last day of the season, Man United play Fulham. I think we can't rely on Fulham there to get anything. We need Chelsea and Bournemouth to get points off Man United. But Newcastle go to Chelsea, and that's the big one, I think. Newcastle are now, in my opinion, more likely to drop enough points, because Newcastle, they threw away a 2-1 lead against Leeds United, and Newcastle play Leicester, Brighton and also Chelsea. So that's a pretty tough fixture list for Newcastle. Man United's, you know, the last like 3 games, 2 of them are at home for Man United, so I don't really believe that they will not win 2 of those games. So I think Newcastle are more likely to miss out on the top 4. But Liverpool also have to get the job done. If you don't get a victory against Leicester, then all this talk is meaningless, because then we won't finish in the top 4. So I think 22% is right. That's the chance for Liverpool to finish in the top 4. It's still pretty small, but it's much bigger than it was like 6 or 7 weeks ago. Remember, we were 12 points behind Newcastle and Man United after game week 30. Now it's down to 4 points. And those teams have to be nervous, because Liverpool don't really have anything to lose, really. We have been already written off in the top 4 race. Liverpool fans don't really expect us to finish in the top 4. But if Newcastle or Man United drop enough points, then Liverpool must be there to take advantage. That's what I want. Liverpool to beat Leicester and keep the pressure on the teams above us. And Jurgen Klopp expects a real fight against Leicester City. He said, "It was the first season I arrived here. Leicester won the league in 2016. Special story, it will stay forever." But yeah, obviously their situation is really different now. I don't really want to compare Brendan's team or Dean's team. They are in a relegation battle. I saw the game against Everton, really good spells in the game, really good footballing team. But in the relegation battle, you are not always the best versions of yourselves. So that's why it will make it so difficult. But what we have to expect as a team is one who wants to stay in the league and will fight with all they have. I have told the boys already, this is now the real fight, a home game for Leicester. They need all the points they can get. It will be a super difficult and super intense game. So Liverpool have to put their best foot forward if they want to win the game. Liverpool have great firepower. Leicester's defense are very leaky, so we have to take our chances. We have to quiet the crowd. We have to score the first goal. If Leicester score the first goal, it will be extremely difficult because then they can sit back and counter-attack. So hopefully Liverpool can score the first goal and win the game. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.